everyone, and welcome to my first blog post. It's really nice to finally be in front of a camera and to be speaking to you and showing myself as to how I look now, which, if you've seen me recently or even maybe not so recently, still isn't too different from who I was, except for maybe some shorter hair and it's a bit darker. So welcome to the beginning of this, and yay for that, because I'm really excited to be documenting all the changes as this happens over the next, while, I should say. So hi, and thank you so much for all the heartfelt support that's come my way. I'm so overwhelmed by it. I just had no idea what to expect when I knew I was going to tell everybody this, and as I guess normal human behaviour, perhaps we sometimes do. We expect the worst. Well, at least I did for this, and to not, I guess, have had my worst case scenario happen is a real blessing, and just reminds me of that, specifically sometimes we just think all this stuff's going to happen and we're so wrong, and that's so fun and so good. Thank you for all of it. And I thought tonight that, just being this first one, that I would share a little bit about where I'm up to. I am 7 weeks into having testosterone injected into my muscle system, and that's going well. That's going really well. I haven't noticed any huge changes yet. I mean, moderately. I can certainly feel like there's things happening in my body that haven't been happening prior, but just feeling very strong and grounded and happy that this is happening. And certainly have had some challenging moments which have been fully supported by some beautiful people. So yeah, thank you again for that, and I'm sure there will be more. Prior to starting my testosterone, which you do through endocrinologist, which is a hormone specialist, I went and saw a psychiatrist, which is what one has to do to get, legal sign-off that you are sane and in a space where you can, support yourself emotionally and in every other way to be able to do this. And that was a little scary going into that as well, because I had this expectation that, great, they're going to analyse me and or everything that's happened in my life over the next 3 years. This is going to take forever, and great. But so much to my surprise, that wasn't the case. It was literally 2 sessions to talk a little bit about what had happened in my life, and he was like, yeah, look, you seem like a really grounded, together, confident person who knows who they are and what they want, so absolutely go for it. And I think he offered that up a little bit too soon, where I was like, really? Wow, okay, I don't know if I'm ready to go for it, but great. Thank you. So it felt like before really starting, and I needed to explore this a little bit more and play with it, I guess is probably a better word. So I embarked on a overseas trip to the States and landed into amazing acting studios to try this out. I played a lot of male characters and really explored what it was like to live, I guess, in a male psyche, in a male world, and had some amazing experiences and breakthroughs doing that. And I would almost recommend that to anybody who's thinking of doing this, to really explore it and play with it before making the decision, and almost find it on different levels within you before you start the actual physical process, because it was such an important step. And I will go into that a bit more in another blog, because it had a lot of funny moments, and they feel appropriate to share in this, because this is play. This is not this big, serious, huge life thing. It's to me, it's fun, and it's living my truth and who I feel myself to be. And I think we forget that sometimes, that life gets all a bit too heavy and serious, and really it's not. We're here for a period of time to follow our passions and do what we feel called to do, and this is part of that for me. And I certainly really would like to, I guess, articulate for me right now is that I still feel very much aligned to my feminine energy and being a female. I have lived as a female for these last 30 years of my life, and I've had some amazing experiences and some beautiful times and a really supportive family and upbringing that, you know, like every upbringing has its challenges, was, I think, a really lucky one to have had. And I don't want to disregard that or dishonour that, which is also why I don't mind still being called Anna or Andy at the moment. I certainly will let you know when I feel like we've clocked over into Andy, but for now it's both still. And I really, I guess, also wanted to offer up something based on a lot of feedback that I've been getting, which has been lovely and really supportive, and I can see it as people trying to relate, which I'm so appreciative of, with saying, oh, I know a friend of mine who's gay, or you might want to watch this or listen to this about gay and lesbian. And it's really made it important for me to articulate that this, I feel, gender and transgender, even though it's grouped within the gay, lesbian, bisexual community, it really is about an individual and who they feel themselves to be. Being, whether you're gay, lesbian or bi or straight even, can all be of who you're attracted to. That's more to do with sexuality and what energy you're attracted to, who you want to be with in life and have as a partner or have as a mate, which is quite different from who you feel yourself to be as a gender type or non-type, or somewhere in the middle of that. And I'll certainly talk a lot more about what I mean by that, but I really thought it was important to clarify that, because I see them as two very different things, and I'd be silly to assume that everybody else thinks that way who is going through this or has gone through this, but that's just how I feel with this process, with where I'm at now. I guess finally I just wanted to also say that if you've got any questions, I would really love to hear them and answer them as well, either on Facebook or on this blog, and I'll certainly even answer them via video link as well, because if you're interested, I certainly would love to offer them up. I'm going to talk a lot about the different parts of this whole process as we go along, but any questions you have, sure, fire them my way. I also say that because I had a dear friend of mine last week over dinner ask me some questions, and I was really stuck because I didn't know the answers. And there were questions that I probably should have known the answers to right now, which I guess highlights that this is like nothing I've ever experienced before. I certainly have done things in this life where it's all been about the project and managing it and knowing everything and know the ins and outs, and this is just, that's all gone out the window. I'm learning this as I'm learning this, and knowing what I need to know when I need to know it. And questions will certainly help, because if I don't know the answer to them right now and I need to know when they come from you, fabulous, really fabulous. I would love to hear from you. And yeah, I guess finally I just really wanted to say a big heartfelt thank you again. When someone makes a decision to go through this and really do this, you just know that it's not something common, and it's also something that's very misunderstood. And I think I could speak for a lot of people who've done this, who you know that when you make this decision, there's every which way where you can, I guess, effectively lose a lot of close people to you, family, partners and friends that I guess don't understand or can't quite comprehend it all. So to know that and to have had the responses I've had, it's just huge to know that that hasn't been the case. And that, I guess, is the biggest thing right now that's keeping me keeping me centered and on target with this, because I put my heart and hand out there to people who have gone through this, where they have lost everybody close to them and had to completely start again. I certainly have felt strain on very close relationships through this, and that's obviously what's to be expected. But just to know that there's such a group out there following this and wanting to know is just priceless. So Thank you, and I'll be in touch again soon. Lots of love.